This podcast is a Radio Mike original production. Head to radiomike.com.au to find out more. It's the season finale of Harry Potter and the Boys. We are finishing book 2 on this week's episode. We're going to take a few weeks off as well, so if you miss us, head to my other podcast, 20th Century Boy. Huge back catalogue, over 150 episodes of pop culture goodness. It's the conversations you wish you were having about the stuff that no one else cares about. Go and listen, 20th Century Boy, wherever you get your podcasts. And also, rate this podcast. If you're listening on Spotify or wherever you're listening to, give us a rating. It really, really helps us out. Now, on to the season finale of Harry Potter and the Teamwizard Tournament. 50 years after the final Harry Potter book, Harry Potter is now headmaster of Hogwarts, ready to usher in a brand new generation of witches and wizards. My name's Radio Mike, and I love Harry Potter. In fact, I love Harry Potter so much that when I was a kid, I wrote a series of 7 Harry Potter fan fiction novels. This is book 2 in that series. Welcome to Harry Potter and the Teamwizard Tournament. Hello, Amoras, everyone. Welcome to Harry Potter and the Boys, a fan fiction podcast by this guy, Radio Mike, Sam Garlepp. You're a bit dusty. Well, thanks
a little
for
bit.
coming
No,
in.
of course. And you mixed up the intro just then.
What did I do?
You said by this guy.
Yeah,
Radio
and I
Mike.
pointed at me.
Wow, that threw
would,
me.
It would be confusing for the listeners because I could have pointed at you.
Yeah, that would have really messed up. Yeah, thanks for having me back, Mike.
Now,
pretty exciting.
Today is the season finale, not the year finale.
Just the season
finale of Harry Potter and the Boys
I think
season
we've
2.
cleared that up just a few too many times.
Yeah, but I mean, it's probably the worst. So people know it's probably the worst day to be recording because, you know, you're in the thick of your comedy festival show, which is great,
right.
by the way.
Thanks.
Last night, we both caught a show after your show,
Yes.
and then you stayed out to go to another show after midnight. And I called you this morning.
Well-
you had obviously slept through your alarm.
Well, no, I didn't even plan on waking up that early. I said I'm going to go to this show, a mate's show, which was great. It's called the Spooky something.
Yeah.
I was like, it's at 12:30 at night.
Yeah.
And Mike said, yeah, I'll tag along.
Yeah.
And I got to 10:15 and Mike's like, I'm going to go home.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. But you knew I was going to the show, which starts at 12:30. So it finishes at least 1:30.
Yeah. And then you're not even home.
Not
till
even home.
2,
2:30.
Yeah,
sleep.
yeah.
Maybe 3. Mike calls me at like 8:45, 9 o'clock.
But I think
obviously I was asleep.
There was daylight savings rolled over this morning. Did you know that?
You're fucking joking.
I'm not joking. So I think when I called you, this is the problem. When I called you, because I haven't I have a manual clock.
Was this last night?
Yeah, I have a manual alarm clock in my bedroom, right? So that went off thinking that it was like 10.
So did I get an extra hour?
You got an extra hour of sleep.
Oh, thank God.
So when I called you, I thought it was 10 because it was 10 based on what we were. But then I looked at my phone and my phone was like 9. So I was like, oh, it's daylight savings. So we've come out
Are
of
you
daylight.
joking? I'm so embarrassed. I didn't know this.
We have come out of daylight savings now. So when I called you, I thought it was 10, to be fair.
Because I'm not feeling amazing, but I was like, you know what? I'm feeling okay.
Yeah, you had an extra hour sleep this morning.
Really?
The thing is, no one
did
knows
I?
now because our phones roll over. Like, your phone automatically adjusts. I only realized because I've got a clock in there that is really old.
Are you sure it was last night?
I'm so sure.
Okay.
I'm positive.
Okay. Because I was up quite late, wouldn't it?
You probably lived through the extra hour. Like, you were probably still awake when the clock rolled back. You went back in time, probably.
Jesus. Okay. Well, this is a bit of an... If you're outside of Australia, I don't think they have daylight savings.
Yeah,
but
they do.
Oh.
Did you think daylight savings was just Australian? Man, you're dusty.
Guys, really excited to be here. Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah, well, we'll get on to the season finale, but like end of book 2, huge. But first of all, I've seen your Comedy Fest show twice.
Oh, yeah.
Sam, but
Thanks
different.
for that.
Grab a ticket, comedyfestival.com.au. Love it, man.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, it's going really well.
Developing really well as
the
well.
first... No, you came on the very first night.
Yeah.
Preview night, and that was not that good
I
from
thought
my point of view.
I thought it was really
Yeah,
good.
I was a bit shaky myself, as in I just wasn't confident in the material yet, and then from Tuesday night onwards, the crowds it's been basically full and been loving it.
Yeah,
so
yeah, great.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I just need to keep the. Well, if you're listening to this now, I'm already more than halfway through.
Yeah, so grab a ticket. Go see Sam's show.
Yeah, because it's been very full, but Easter weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Well, please just buy 20 tickets each.
Here's something. Would
live in
you
Melbourne.
record the audio of your show and we put it up after for Patreons?
No.
You wouldn't do that?
Off of Patreon.
Yeah, for Patreons.
Maybe.
So, and that's a nice little segue into the Patreon. Thanks to all the new Patrons who have signed up. Patreon.com/Harry Potter and the Boys. Get the sorting ceremony plus full videos. We're on video right now just for Patrons. The sorting ceremony where we sort characters from various pop culture artifacts. We've done Seinfeld. We've done Friends. We've done How I Met Your Mother. This week, we're doing The Simpsons Family. So that leaves us open. Maybe next week we do Simpsons Extended Cast.
And we might at one point even move out of fictional.
Yeah.
Families.
Maybe next week we do a real life, we're going to sort American presidents.
Maybe we're going to sort the liberales.
As in my family.
Your specific family.
But you only know me and my brother. Where would you put Where would you put my brother? Because you went to school with him.
Yeah, I don't know, Ravenclaw.
There you go. There's a tease of that episode. But yeah, we'd love all your support. Again, we're an independent podcast here at Harry Potter and the Boys. We know you're listening because we see the numbers, and the numbers do not match up on the Patreon. So give us money.
We don't need it. Not everyone needs.
No, everyone should donate to the Patreon if they want to, and you get a free Sam's comedy show.
Yeah, you will. Well, thing is, I actually have recorded the audio, but on my iPhone in my pocket. So
can you record the audio off the microphone though?
Yeah, I can.
Can you do that?
Well,
I'll come in and facilitate it if you want.
Yeah,
I'll come in and facilitate it.
I think what's better is if you record both the microphone audio, but also record the external audience one, because
get the crowd laughter.
Because then it sounds like no one's laughing.
Yeah, well, we can do that. Tell me a day and I'll come in and do it.
Anyway, we'll organise this off air.
Yeah.
I've also had some great thank you to the. I've had some HP and the ATB fans or listeners come up to me in real life.
Oh,
yeah, and say that they're fans. So, or I've also heard.
Well, to give an example.
Okay, this wasn't. I guess this didn't happen in real life.
Okay.
My
was it a dream?
My girlfriend's friend's mum.
Yeah.
Was at work and for some reason talking about how, Sam Garlepp, my friend, my daughter's friend's boyfriend is a comedian called Sam Garlepp, and the two people at her work were like, yeah, we know Sam Garlepp. We went to the Harry Potter and the Boys live show.
Oh.
So thank you to those listeners.
Who was it? Do you know who it was?
No, I don't know. But it was funny because my friend's mum was like, oh, no, Harry Potter. No, it's not him. And they're like, and whoever the listeners, they're like, no, we're pretty sure we know it is Sam Garlepp.
This is Sam's ultimate shame doing this show. He just admitted it.
But it's just funny. Someone's going, oh no, that he wouldn't do that.
No,
would he?
it's not him.
And somebody came to my show just the other night was just saying how much they loved the podcast. And
who was that?
My sister's friend's friend.
Cool. Well, g'day.
Whose name has escaped me for the moment, but I really appreciate. Thank you so much for coming to my show the last few years.
Funnily enough, I saw your girlfriend's sister, Megan, at your comedy show last night, and she, first of all, I kept looking back at her because I'd already seen your show, and I know that, here's a little spoiler, in your show, you talk about how, in your own words, your girlfriend has a butt that won't quit. And I knew that was coming, and then I just was like, is this going to be awkward? And I kept looking at your girlfriend's sister being like almost being like, this is awkward. And she seemed to find it funny. So
she probably thought the most awkward thing was she's like, why the fuck is this guy looking at me?
No, she remembered me. And
I know.
She was like, I got a shout out on the pod. So she'll hear this as well.
Nice,
she clearly
of
listens.
course.
Well, should we do a quick tidbit before we get into the fanfic? Unless, is there anything else about your show you want to talk about?
No, just come along. It's going great.
Yeah. I wanted to bring this little tidbit. Did you hear the news that Daniel Radcliffe is having a baby?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
And maybe that baby will become the next, baby that is tried to be assassinated by an evil wizard.
It would be really interesting if he named his baby Albus Severus.
Wow.
Imagine if he did that. What a troll.
That would be
The ultimate fan service.
I wouldn't like it.
Why not?
That seems too. It's like, is he letting? I know he embraces his time on Harry Potter, but that just feels a
bit too much.
And also, it's like using your baby as a prop.
It's sort of like if I called my baby Andy or Hamish and Andy, isn't it? It'd be a bit like that.
Yeah, it would. Or like radio or
Will Anderson Liberale.
Yeah, that's not bad. Because you could just call him Will, and his middle name could be Anderson.
Yeah, W.A. Liberale.
Yeah.
Where would you sort him for the Patreon?
Oh my god. Squib.
Yeah, okay.
No, your baby's going to be great.
Yeah. No, but yeah,
And
Daniel Radcliffe's... Well, Ron Weasley's already a dad, as in Rupert Grint's a dad.
How old is Daniel Radcliffe?
He's about 32.
What?
No, 34?
He's got to be older than that.
Got to be a bit older, yeah.
Right?
I guess.
I don't know now.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's crazy, I guess. Well, congrats. Yeah, I don't know, Daniel, if you're listening, congratulations.
Yeah, I'm sure
we know you are.
listening. Wouldn't it be cool if Daniel... Because we have approached several cast members from the movies. I did approach random black guy from Prisoner of Azkaban. Bam. Never got a reply. Okay. Random Slytherin that replaced Goyle in Prisoner of Azkaban. Never got a reply. Colin Creevy did get a reply, which was, hey, glad to hear from you. Really glad you enjoy Harry Potter. And I do sometimes do podcasts, but at the moment I'm really busy, so I won't be able to.
Because what was interesting was he became
a photographer.
As Colin Creevy does.
Yeah.
That was nice he replied though, wasn't it?
Crazy. I have talked to Colin Creevy.
That is very strange.
Me and Colin Creevy have exchanged emails.
You'd send him an audio. Hey, man. Just thinking about you.
I actually sent him an email being like, hey, totally cool you're busy. Would still love to have you on. So if it's something that could happen in the next 6 months or so, just let me know, man. No stress at all. Didn't hear back. So it does feel very much like a polite decline.
I've sent so many non-responded to emails recently.
Really?
Yeah.
Just getting rejected from people?
Yeah.
I actually think...
Media outlets and...
You know who I reckon we might have a chance with? Just because I reckon he seems like a really good guy.
Weird Al Yankovic.
No. Devon Murray, who played Seamus Finnegan.
Oh, yeah.
I just reckon if I could get onto him, he'd do it.
Yeah, he seems like a bit of a wild card.
Yeah.
I feel like he would be in real life as well.
And it feels like he'd probably maybe be able to make money, like residuals off like appearing at Comic-Cons and stuff as Seamus Finnegan because, Daniel Radcliffe doesn't have to do that. But I don't think he's above doing this podcast.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
What about Luna?
Ivana Lynch. Maybe. Get in touch with her.
As in, I'm sure some people who are fans of this, a lot of them are also fans of the Star Kid musical, Harry Potter, a Harry Potter musical.
Oh, yeah. I've never seen it.
I cannot believe you have not watched that.
I know, it's crazy.
Well, can you watch it?
I should watch it.
Anyway, then they did a second one, and then the third one they did was more of like a live show. I think at like a Comic-Con situation. And
sure.
Ivana Lynch was in it.
Oh,
yeah.
That's crazy because that almost makes it like canon.
Yeah, they got her in.
Crazy.
So that's pretty good. So I think she
might do it.
She's up for fandom things.
Yeah. Would you have any tidbits before we get on to the double F?
I don't.
Sammy, this is the dustiest I've ever seen.
No, I know.
Sam,
It's a little bit. I just get a little bit. I'm sorry. I feel like it seems like I'm low energy, but I'm also conscious of when you've got a whole festival run and then you like accidentally stay out really late and you've got to. I've got filming something else after this.
Are you doing a show tonight?
I'm doing a show tonight.
Let's do the double F.
You've got to. I'm doing a show every single night, so you've got to kind of preserve your voice and energy because I need to be the most on
tonight
at 7 p.m.
Yeah. No, that's
And
totally
it's a lot
fair. There
earlier
are
than that,
paying
right?
customers at your show. There are significantly less paying customers of this podcast. But thanks to the 12 of you.
No, we love you, especially.
We're not doing it.
But I do want to say what an honor it has been being a part of this season of.
And we should say we started book 2, Harry Potter and the Teamwizard Tournament, end of 2021.
Jesus Christ.
When I was living in Kensington.
Well, that will mean nothing to. I guess no. Actually, everyone knows.
Yeah, and now I've moved house. Significant life events, right?
Yeah.
And it feels like such a ride of this book, and to finally be at the final chapter.
You've done so much. I mean, you've moved house. You've got new jobs. There was, you were on the front line in the Ukrainian war.
Yes,
and,
lots of, yeah.
There was you tried to assassinate Abe Shinzo.
Who's that? Oh, the Japanese Prime Minister?
The ex, yeah.
Hate that guy. Do we hate him?
No, we don't. We don't think we hate him at all. I think we like him.
Oh, he's a good Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was good.
Shout out to Abe.
Or Shinzo Abe. Abe Shinzo.
Abe Shinzo. Yeah, it depends. All right. Well, chapter 45, Sam, is the final chapter of Harry Potter. But with all the missing chapters and double up chapters, it might be more like 47, 48. But
it's a long book.
It's a long book. I guess as always, we start by reading.
I've just looked at how many thousands of words there are. There's a word count.
Yeah.
Of this book. Nearly 63,000 words.
That's a lot of words.
That's a lot, dude.
For a kid.
I didn't.
Now, sorry, those are not individual words. There's double ups of words like the and Harry and stuff like that. But,
Tibetan. Oh, that's what that's the couple I was speaking to after my show the other night, they were like, oh, and Tibetan. We say Tibetan around the house all the time.
Who was this couple?
They're the same couple I've been talking about. My friends.
Oh, so they just like Tibetan.
Yeah, they were like, what a great term.
Same.
It's all catching on.
Yeah.
I don't know I don't know what context. I didn't ask when and why and how you're using it.
It's like when everyone started saying quiche after Chris Lilly did the Gemini private school girl show.
Oh my God, I do not remember that.
Now everyone's saying Tibetan.
Everyone's saying it. It's catching on.
It's huge.
Fetch.
Well, let's start by reading the title of the chapter. All
right, guys.
Which, Sam, the final chapter of Harry Potter and the Teamwizard Tournament is...
Chapter 45. King size Mars bars, anyone?
Which I actually said at the end of last week's episode, remember?
Oh, you did. You did. You snuck it in there.
Snuck it in there. So that was a little teaser.
King size Mars bars, anyone? Which I think is a very funny chapter name.
Does feel unrelated to everything that's just happened, such as the reveal in the last chapter that Harry claims everything that happened was actually part of the Teamwizard Tournament.
Oh, yes.
It's a bit of a curveball. Shall we... What?
I just got a funny message.
Yeah. We shouldn't talk about that. Sorry, guys. we might talk about it on Patreon. We'll talk about the message on Patreon.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, okay, go.
So let's start the actual chapter. There was a silence around... I'm going to start again. There was a silence around the boys as they made their way to the Great Hall for the end-of-year House Cup ceremony.
Okay.
Who knows who might win? Because this book has featured no information about the house points or anything like that. That's true. And so, sorry, but...
Do you feel like the narrator's running out of jokes at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you feel like the podcast hosts are as well?
I think you are.
I'm so sorry. So
feel free to throw in a couple of your jokes from your show.
Yeah.
They won't know. I will, but they won't.
Yeah, you guys haven't
surprised.
You haven't noticed how... No. So just to recap, the boys... Lachy... No, who's been taken?
Gemini. Gemini is gone.
Cool.
Can I ask, sorry, I'm getting nervous because while you're doing this, all I see is you're touching the touchpad of my laptop, you're moving the mouse constantly. Why are you doing that?
That was just to see where the
cursor was.
I lose the cursor and as I've said, it goes over.
But it doesn't matter where the cursor is. You just have to scroll up and down.
Yes. Oh, yeah. But then it gets in the way of the text.
It's really distracting me when you're just talking, but you're hovering your finger.
Oh, I guess I do that.
Yeah, I just noticed it.
I just constantly move it.
Very distracting.
That's how it...
Is that how you focus?
Maybe that's how it always turns up on the other screen.
I think it is, because if you're not touching it, it shouldn't move. Anyway.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to keep reading. And the boys noticed other students staring at them, pointing, and some farting in their direction.
I can't think of anything ruder than deliberately farting in someone's direction.
And tapping someone on the shoulder, then pointing to them and going, as in oh, quick, you better. And then they go, oh, okay, sorry. And they turn around and start farting at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Clearly, news about what happened down in the Chamber of Secrets had spread fast.
Interesting.
And down in the chamber was rubble. The entire chamber had caved in. Slytherin's ultimate secret with no access anymore.
Are we laughing at the absurdity of that sentence?
Yes.
I think it makes sense.
It kind of does. As in, you can't access... It was Slytherin's ultimate secret was the tunnels and...
Yeah. And of course, down in the chamber... Farks the Phoenix caused the large P fire, which burned the stone, which does seem impossible because stone doesn't really burn. They're not combustible.
Yeah, like it wouldn't just catch fire.
You don't put stone in a fire for kindling.
Yeah.
Just get some pebbles.
I'll throw some... Yeah, if you're at the campfire and someone's like, oh, I'll help, throws a bunch of rocks in the fire. It's like, okay, thanks.
But yeah, the whole thing burned down, which was some good imagery.
Yeah.
Didn't it say like it looked like tears were coming out of the eyes of the...
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. Anyway, it's cool.
I remember I had the Lego set of that.
Of the Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Okay.
Now you're getting messages as well.
Okay, that's right. That's right. We'll deal with it later.
I guess. So the chamber was gone. The stone face of Salazar Slytherin crumbled into nothing.
Interesting that we keep coming back to that, but yeah.
Lachy in Paratula Kali was quiet. You have not got close to that word. Paratulkali.
Paratulkali, particularly.
Lachy and Paratulkali was quiet.
And it doesn't even make sense because it would be Lachy and particularly... Oh, no, that doesn't make sense. Was quiet.
Lachy in particular was quiet.
Yeah. Okay. And that makes sense. He's just seen what we believe is his identical twin brother taken away from him by two teachers.
Oh, I've just moved the mouse again.
Yep.
You noticed that?
You do.
Well, I just like to know where it is. Are you okay? Asked Michael. I don't understand. Mr. Charger wanted me and Gemini. We merged together. Nothing makes sense. Where have they taken him? Said Lachy. I agree. Nothing does make sense. So we merged. Well,
it's not often you get to the end of a book and you're like, nothing makes sense. It's
they usually tie it up at the end.
It's like what's that movie? Who's that director that did Inception and Tenet? It's not Christopher Nolan.
Yeah,
it's like a Christopher Nolan movie. You get to the end, you're like, what the fuck was that?
Oh, mate, I had the same thing with Toy Story. I was like, wait, but if all the toys, are they dead or are they alive?
Have you heard the theory that they're making Toy Story 5 and there's a theory that it's going to be about, in the first Toy Story when at the end all the toys come to life and attack Sid, the boy from next door. So in Toy Story 5, the theory is that Sid's going to be an adult conspiracy theorist with a YouTube channel saying that when he was a kid, he was attacked by toys and that toys need to be stopped and everyone thinks he's crazy, but we all know it's true.
That's pretty good.
They never really address that.
Is that just a rumor?
That's a rumor, yeah.
Are they actually making Toy Story 5?
They are making Toy Story 5, which is
that would be cool.
Stupid.
Yeah, they never addressed the clear mental health issues that would stem from that for Sid.
Especially, because if it happened to any other kid, your toys are coming to life at night, running around the room, you wake up, you catch a glimpse of it, you go to your parents, you say, hey, mum and dad, the toys are alive. I saw them running around. The toys aren't going to blow their cover. Your mum and dad are never going to believe you. You're being gaslit by two parties.
Then you go to therapy. Then
you're a conspiracy nerd. Then you're saying the earth is flat.
That's true. What about that other movie?
Can I just pause on this detour? Because last night at your show, I was sitting next to one of your friends from school, Stoltzy.
Yeah, who's a listener.
Yeah, who's a listener. Shout out to Stoltzy. And we were talking about the podcast, and then he's like, oh man, like, he was saying, how did you write all that as a kid? And I was saying, no, I think people get the wrong impression because the podcasts go for a really long time. But really, if you just sat there and just read this chapter, it'd take 10 minutes. But it's just because me and Sam go on all these really long detours and he's like, yeah, you and Sam can really take each other down really winding paths. And I was like, yeah, we can. But it's true. Like, The book, people think this is really impressive. It's not. The font size is so big and it's like 5 pages of size 38 font.
That's
or
true.
something.
It wouldn't take that long to read.
A full
It'd actually be a thin book if you
if you printed it out.
Yeah, with proper sizing.
Yeah.
I was also going to say, have you seen that movie? I think it's called Toy Soldiers.
Yes.
Where those toys come to life.
Yeah.
Awesome movie.
I don't remember that, but like I
Fucking
remember
awesome
it, but
movie.
And
Awesome.
then, okay, on that note, have you heard the song by Eminem, Like Toy Soldiers?
Yeah.
Step by step, heart to heart, left, right, left, we all fall down. Like toy soldiers. I'm supposed to be the soldier who never blows his composure. Even though I hold the weight of my whole world on my shoulder, I ain't never supposed to show it. My crew ain't supposed to know it. Even though I go to toe with the Benzino, it don't matter. I'd never drag him in battles that I can handle unless I absolutely have to. I'm supposed to set an example. I need to be a leader. My crew looks to me to kind And this is what Stolze was talking
Like
about.
toy soldiers. Wow, that was really good.
It was never my object for someone to get killed.
Okay.
Why would I want to destroy something I helped build? Love that rhyme because it's about his friend Proof, who was killed, who was another rapper that grew up with him and was part of D12, the side project, who had that song My Band.
Well,
These
I know.
chicks don't even know the name of my band.
What?
And no, like that.
I mentioned D12 to someone recently. They were like, what are you talking about? I was like, you know the rap group that Eminem was in?
Yeah, people don't know. You know what I love about D12s?
I was gonna say, I love, if you look up D12 live shows and there's like, well, there's 12 of them all on stage.
Yeah.
It just looks very funny.
Well, you know what was interesting? There's this girl that works at the company we work for who,
This will come back into you'll see. You'll see how this is related.
she posted a story like 2 weeks ago. She lives in Brisbane. And she was like, at the D12 concert. And I was like, what? Like, they still do concerts? And like, there were like only 6 of them on the stage, which implies that maybe 5 of them are dead. And then I was like, so I assume Eminem wasn't there. And she's like, no, Eminem's not there. So D12, a rap group that is most famous for having Eminem in it, right, are still performing not as the 12 of them and without Eminem.
Wow.
And they're performing the song My Band, which the whole premise of the song is that
It's
Eminem
Eminem's
is the
band.
lead singer of the band and that
my
no one else
God.
gets any recognition. And Eminem has most of the entire song.
So, and that relates back to this book.
Oh, well, I was... Well, how did we even get onto
Because
D12?
this relates because...
Toy Story.
Yes, but it relates to the book because just like how D12 has lost some members, yes, we've also lost some people along the way in this story.
Several listeners. One of the Amy's. The Amy that dropped off and we never
God.
heard from again.
And, you know,
Other Amy, if you've been long-time listeners of the show, if you remember the other Amy, if you do still listen, give us a shout. Yeah.
and I guess that seamlessly goes back into the book where...
Well, I still had one point about D12, if that's okay. I actually do.
Yeah, okay,
and I think
quick.
it's cool. So, D12, Eminem's rap group, like before Eminem was famous, they were D12, right? And then what happened was they all made this pact that like whoever gets famous first has to come back and do an album with D12 so the rest of them can get a piece of the pie. Eminem, of course, got famous and then he came back and did the album D12 World with the song My Band. And they all kind of, I mean, if you can name another member of D12, I'd be surprised.
Proof?
Besides Proof. I can. Swift, Conniver. There's still 8.
Yeah, but I'm not going to get any of the other ones now. You've got the 4 that are like named in a song. You've named them.
No, I'm Swift. Oh, I thought you were Conniver.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I imagine that they are all sitting around, like, yeah. So whoever of us gets famous first, and they're all looking at Eminem, who's like this absolute freaking lyrical genius. Yeah, like whoever it is has to come back.
Really?
They all know. They're like, it's obviously going to be Eminem.
But don't you reckon they're like, well, it's obviously not going to be Eminem because he's white and we're just like throwing him a bone by letting him be a part of our rap group. Okay. All right, back to the fan. How long? Fuck, we've been doing
right.
a while. We've read
So-
2 paragraphs. Harry Potter and the boys will be right back. If you want more detours and deviations, then head to the Patreon, patreon.com/Harry Potter and the boys. Watch full video episodes of the podcast and also get The Sorting Ceremony, a bonus podcast exclusively for our Patreon supporters where we sort different characters from different areas of pop culture. This week we're doing The Simpsons family. Last week we did the cast of How I Met Your Mother, before that Seinfeld, and before that Friends. Recommend something you'd want us to sort, or some people you'd want us to sort. But yeah, patreon.com/Harry Potter and the boys. Sign up. We're an independent podcast. We need all the help we can get because, as you've heard, we have real jobs that we have to do to make money so we can stay alive and do this show for you. So please subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/Harry Potter and the boys. It's well worth your while and we'd love to see you there. All right, back to the show, I guess.
So we basically just left it. Nothing makes sense.
Yes, and that's how we got on to...
And where have they taken him, said Lachy about Gemini. Well, don't worry about it. There's no way Mr. Charge will be back next year.
And that's what we thought at the end of the first book, but he did come back.
And you don't have to worry about Gemini. We're going home tomorrow. We'll be fine, said Rob. Maybe for you it's easy, said Lachy. But I don't know what I'm going to do next year.
And we have seen in book 2... a development of some of the boys. Like, Tom is becoming this, like, sexual fiend full of pent-up sexual
not always
energy.
Developing for the good.
Yeah, developing like any teenage boy would.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
But Lachy, seems to be on another path.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean, said Michael. That power. Being the great being. That's G, and the G and the B are capitalised.
Because it was the great being of electricity, the ancient magic thing that he became.
I know you've both felt it. It felt like nothing could stop me. It felt like being connected to Gemini, I could do anything. I need to find him, said Lachy. We'll help you, said Rob.
That's nice.
Lachy smiled and they entered the hall. Silence! Silence! Harry was screaming at the top of his lungs, even though the whole great hall was completely silent already. The boys looked around.
Okay, so you don't want to do because that's in all caps.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're you're holding back to save your voice.
Well, a little bit.
Can I do Harry for this episode?
Sure.
It's my
Absolutely.
podcast.
Well,
so I'll do it from now on.
You pulled the mic podcast card. Okay. This is exactly what it was like with Eminem in D12.
Well, it's my band.
My band, suddenly. Okay.
These chicks don't even know the name of my pod.
My brand? Anyway. My brand. You should do that.
Mike, we love you on your podcast. And you're just like, whoa, what about me? I'm on the podcast.
I'm on the podcast too. Don't you know? I thought you were...
Isn't there the guy who he's like...
I thought you were Zach Miller. No, I'm Sammy Garlepp,
There's the guy in my band who's like, Lose Yourself video, I was in the back. Superman video, I was in the back.
Oh my God, that could be me with
20th Century Boy.
I was in the back.
Harry Potter and the boys.
I was in the back. Release a Sounds video. I was in the back.
Sam was in a video.
I was
for
in
my
the back.
band.
I was in. Oh yeah, I was in a video for your band.
For my band. I was in the back.
Oh wow, that's that. So that has actually related back and come full circle.
There you go.
All right,
there you go, guys. That's how you work it in.
So you're going to read the Harry bits as I. So
yes.
Lachy smiled and they entered the hall.
Silence! Silence!
Harry was screaming at the top of his lungs.
Calling back to Dumbledore in the first movie, I think.
Oh, okay.
Troll in the dungeon. Silence!
Oh, I don't remember him saying that.
Ah.
Even though the whole Great Hall was completely silent already, the boys looked around at the expelled table, which was empty. That was strange. Neither Derrick or Dimmy were at the ceremony.
Now, I can't really do a good Harry. You do it way better. Now, all right, I'll just
just give it a go.
Thanks, man. I mean, it's my podcast, so I think I fucking know. Now, I want to start by addressing some of the rumours that have been going around the school of late.
Harry Potter started, looking at the boys and winking as though he was implying that no one would need to know about what happened down in the Chamber of Secrets.
Rumours. They can be vicious. They can ruin lives. I recall a big rumour back in my 5th year at Hogwarts that Voldemort was back.
Hang on, you're skipping the mistakes.
Oh, okay,
because you wrote Hogwarts.
I didn't even notice that. Okay, I'll start again.
I would never do that in my read.
Okay, I'll do it again. Rumours. They can be vicious. They can ruin lives. I recall a big rumour back in my 5th year at Hogwarts that Voldemort was back.
You still said Hogwarts, I think.
I said Hogwarts.
Oh, Hogwarts. Yeah, the Voldemort. Oh, yeah, right.
I recall a big rumor back in my 5th year at Hogwarts that Voldemort was back, being spread by quite an idiot. I don't recall who. Possibly Ron.
Because it was him.
Yeah,
And it was
I guess
true.
Ron was also doing
That's
it on
true.
behalf of Harry. I don't recall who. Possibly Ron. But may I assure you that the rumours circulating around the school about me giving head to Dean Thomas are false.
Oh, God.
At no point did Dean's penis enter my mouth or even touch it. Now, for that matter, it's time to move on.
Said Harry.
Did you want to address that or do I keep going?
It is funny because, those are obviously not the rumours we're talking about. And also, we're pretty sure that did happen.
Classic reversal.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
A good example of in this book where one thing sort of gets mentioned in passing and then becomes the next running gag of the book.
Yeah. The Harold's dad and
Harold's dad, yes. Now, what did you think of my read?
yeah, good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, you've got room to move.
Okay, cool.
I'd say.
Room to move, room to improve.
Yep,
I'll
that's what I
pick
mean.
it up. So said Harry, and he starts again.
Said Harry.
Of course, due to recent events in the school, which are completely false and did not happen. Well, he sounds like a politician being accused of rape.
Due to the recent events at the school, so kind of admitting they happened, which didn't happen.
But a politician, they're always like, now, there have been some allegations. They are false. They categorically did not happen.
Mm-hmm.
You can't prove it.
Yeah. Yes, I was there. And yes, there was clear damage, and then maybe there was security footage that's actually missing. The footage is missing, which isn't suspicious. It's just not there.
It's like when Jeffrey Epstein mysteriously died in prison, but the security footage was gone. Did you know that?
Yeah.
But
I'm like, for people who are evil, I'm like, yeah, fair enough. See you later.
do you reckon Jeffrey Epstein with his island was like, these chicks don't even know the name of my island. It's Pedophile Island.
Well, is that the name?
I think that's
It's a different
colloquial.
It does. It translates to something different.
Yeah. Here we go. Of course, due to recent events in the school, which are completely false and did not happen, we will begin our search for a new potions master next year. If anyone knows anyone, please let me know. Dave, do you want to do it?
Harry asked one of the 30th students. I'm pretty busy next year, said Dave.
Going into my 4th year,
Fourth
I'm
year at
taking
school,
potions.
yeah.
It's
That is so funny,
no worries. We'll find someone.
said Harry, who looked back at Hagrid and did a thumbs down sign,
He's not keen. He's not keen.
which Hagrid responded to with another thumbs down, and then pulled Dave aside, and no one ever saw Dave again.
It's like, look, I'm going to ask Dave if he wants to do it. If he doesn't do it, take him out. Get rid of him.
Yeah, this is Dave's last chance.
Yeah. Get rid of the cunt.
Dave, come here, mate. No, nothing bad,
Could
mate.
you pop out here for a sec?
Nothing bad, mate. Just step over to where we've got the axe that we're going to use on Buckbeak.
Okay.
We just got to practice.
Harry line. And now for the House Cup.
Said Harry. Everyone looked excited, but it wasn't looking good for Gryffindor.
On 0 points this year, expelled House.
Everybody clapped politely. And that kind of checks out, doesn't
It's
it?
like polite applause. Expelled got no points.
I mean, it's only Derrick and Dimmy, so that doesn't...
It's hard to, really hard. Everyone clap politely. Settle down. Yes, well done to expelled House.
Harry said. No wonder Derrick and Dimmy didn't show up, said Luke.
Poor Derrick and Dimmy.
Yeah.
Silence!
Said Harry.
On 14...
It's so little. Go on.
On 14 points this year. 14, which
14.
seems really low.
Yeah, and who's giving out... Oh, maybe they do give out ones and twos.
Especially when I was going to say, it's like generally at least 5 point increments. It's rare that a teacher's being like, lose 2 house points.
Oh, but there would be... It's one of those teachers that goes... I feel like there was times in school when you get either little rewards for something, but there would be a teacher going, okay, that's 1 point. Yeah. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Well, Sometimes elections can be
I know,
two votes difference.
I feel like we did like earn and learn or something at school where you like got fake money or whatever, and they'd be like, and it was all fake anyway, but they'd be like, all right, here's $2. Like, okay, but you know, it cost me $100 at the next person's stall to buy a flower or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But also, no, that's it.
You know, we did earn and learn, and we did earn and learn in like year 5, which is where you have
I don't really remember earn and learn.
They give you get like, you know.
Did you go to Glendalough? I'm sorry, I just realised no one listening knows.
I went to in year 5 and 6. I went to the primary school of our high school, but not for the rest of it. But
we went to a really wanky private school where all the campuses had names. So Glendalough was the primary school, and then Hayington was the senior school, and then the year 9 campus, Waterford, and the old headmaster of the school notoriously struggled to say Glendalough. Do you remember that? He's always like Glendalough.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so you was earn and learn at Glendalough.
It was, and then it's just funny. It just shows I don't know what a little shit I was. I basically got almost done for either laundering or theft or something in that. I got a second job. You meant to only have one job each. And
I don't know what earn and learn is. Can you explain it?
You all get given fake jobs like in a fake society. So the people worked for a bank, people worked for the government, people worked for...
Okay, but how do they choose who gets to be doctor and who gets to be like cashier?
Because it was a little bit random and a little bit like, what do you want to do?
Just like real life.
Yeah, and I got at one point I was working for the government, but then I just kind of left my post. Yeah, there was 3 people there, so I was getting paid to work in the government, and then I said to the guy that was running the lottery, I was like, "Hey, if you want me to take over for a bit, I got a job at the lot." So then he said, "I'll pay you this much money to work at the lottery." So I was working both jobs.
When do you do that? Is this just a week at school?
Yeah, they just do a class. They just once a day. That'd be like 45 minutes. And then I bought a lottery ticket, but I didn't sell. Then I deliberately didn't sell anymore. Then I won the lottery.
Right.
I've got 2 jobs. I've won the lottery.
What could you want?
And then I'm in the back room and I found the $1 million notes. That's where I got too greedy, because then the teacher was like, I didn't. Where did you get them? No, I haven't handed out the $1 million notes.
They're not in circulation.
They're not in circulation. It's like the $1 trillion note in The Simpsons.
Can I just ask though, if someone was a doctor and someone was, barista at a cafe, is the doctor making significantly more money?
Yeah.
Right. So wouldn't everyone just want to be doctor so they could win? Is the goal to have as much money as possible?
I don't know.
Right.
Well, no,
because it could be
to earn and learn.
Because then part of me wondered if, today, sometimes they're like, oh, we don't keep score in under 10s soccer because.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like, part of me wonders if the school's like, oh, so that's not competitive, we just pay everyone the same regardless of the job, and then they're accidentally kind of introducing communism to you.
No, they didn't do that.
So they stuck to capitalism.
Yeah, but they sure didn't have freelance podcaster as one of the jobs, because I think that was too little money.
Yeah, well, you'd have to probably start a Patreon.
Let's get back.
Patreon.com/Harry Potter and the Boys, not earn and learn.
Let's get back to the book. Let's get back to the book.
Even Sam's sick of this.
I know. I'm not. I'm so excited. This is great.
Okay.
The Gryffindors all...
On 14 points this year, Gryffindor!
The Gryffindors all clap politely.
Silence!
It's just funny because you meant to clap. Anyway.
Yelled Harry. In 3rd place this year, on 15 points, Ravenclaw!
Said Harry. Nobody made any noise and none of the Ravenclaws stood up or anything like that to applaud.
Ravenclaws, did you want to show any respect for your house at all? Want to cheer or clap or anything like that?
Said Harry. So the Ravenclaws all cheered.
Silence!
I think everyone saw where this joke was going, and that's where it's going. And it's gone there.
He's baiting them now.
Mr. O'Leary coughed.
Oh, Mr. O'Leary.
I think we had one. Did we?
No, Mr. O'Leary was the Irish teacher that was based on the Irish teacher from our school, and he appeared in one chapter.
Yes. Mr. O'Leary coughed, and Harry said,
silence! So Mr. O'Leary's just like...
I was like, one of the... As you mentioned at the top of the podcast, maybe I'm not not feeling 100% today.
Yeah.
Can I just say the best cure for that is someone yelling silence right in your ear. This is so funny.
I feel like it's almost it's what everyone wants us to be saying to the podcast. Like everyone's going silence.
Yeah, on our tangents. Yeah.
Yeah.
As he continued, the boys looked over at the staff table and noticed Cheeseman Damo.
Oh, Cheeseman.
He appeared deflated and sad.
Something's going on with Cheeseman. I'm telling you, he's going to pop up in the next book. He's not a one-off.
Good. I really want to get into his character, but I don't quite know it.
Is he a man made of cheese, or does he just have an absurd name?
Yeah. I had my friend's partner's sister's boyfriend was called Cheesy or something.
No.
It was like cheese. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
It's like
because when you bring home your boyfriend, like, this is cheese. Yeah.
But his name
he's not gonna
surely
last.
isn't cheese.
I don't know.
It's sort of like we know this guy. We're mates with a guy called Choc, and remember I wasn't sure what his name was, and he did a sketch with you, me, and Jack, and he was really funny in it. And this was the first time we met him, and then Jack sent us the video, and I said, "Oh, Cookie is the highlight of that video," and then Jack's like, "His name's Choc."
Like, who's Cookie? His name's Choc.
I'm like, "Oh, sorry, I
That
thought it
was so
Cookie."
funny. You're calling him Cookie. Just so wrong. What is his real name?
His name's Jake,
That's right.
but he's Choc.
That's so funny.
Cheeseman Damo.
He appeared deflated and sad and was looking directly at the boys. When he noticed them looking at him, he quickly looked away and pretended to be looking at the roof and pointed and nudged Mr. O'Leary, who he was sitting next to, and pointed up at the roof. And Mr. O'Leary was like, "What are we looking at?" And Cheeseman Damo didn't say anything. But then Harry was just like,
Silence! So he's just like, "Oh, look up there. What's that?
"What are we looking at?"
Silence! Harry just has hypersensitive hearing.
Yeah.
In second place this year on 500 points. What?
Just so much more than what,
Like 15.
Ravenclaw and Harry.
500 points. Hufflepuff! Make some noise, Huffers.
Said Harry. Make some noise, Huffers. The Hufflepuffs all stood up and cheered because they all accidentally thought they had won because the Hufflepuffs were all a bit stupid and didn't understand things very well.
Checks out. Silence!
Said Harry. Which, of course... Oh, no, you're still talking.
Which, of course, leaves on 999 points for the year in first place. Slytherin! Yes, yes, well done, Slytherin, well done.
Said Harry. The whole Great Hall exploded in green and silver to match Slytherin's colours. And one of the explosions of colour actually went off on one of the students and accidentally killed them, sadly. Once Hagrid had finished sweeping up the students' remains, Harry Potter spoke again.
Oh, great.
Great. That was,
Sweep it up, please, Hagrid.
get rid of him.
What happened to Mr. Filch? He used to be the sweeper.
Yeah. Oh.
Anyway.
Budget cuts. Inflation.
Harry's speaking again. Now, I just wanted to say this year was one of the best years of my life, and that's because of you. And it does feel like he's talking to the reader at that point, but it goes on as we can see. And that's because of you. And you. And you. And you. And you.
And each time he said, "and you," he pointed at a different student.
Really does feel like it's talking directly to the listeners. It goes on. And you. And you. And you. And you. And you. Actually, not you, because you bumped into me in the hallway 2 weeks ago. And you. And you. Oh, don't forget you. And you. Don't think I've missed you, Daryl. And you. And you. You too, Jamiroquai.
Oh, the Jamiroquai's gone back to school.
Was that a band?
Yeah.
What was their song? Or was it a guy? Jamiroquai.
I think it was bad.
We don't need to look it up.
Yeah, no.
These chicks don't even know the name of Jamiroquai's band.
Jariah.
You too, Jamiroquai. And you, Petcha.
Petcha.
And you Garibaldi.
Garibaldi. Isn't that, what is Garibaldi again?
Don't know.
Garibaldi's from something. Or it's like a famous composer or something.
Okay. And you, okay, I'll just go. And you too, Jamiroquai. And you, Petcha. And you, Garibaldi. And you.
Silence! Yelled a familiar voice.
Oh, it's not Harry. It's a familiar
As the
voice.
doors to the Great Hall entered. The doors entered. Don't forget us.
Oh, and you, the doors.
The and you part at the start just feel like you pulled that from Love Actually.
Oh.
At the end of when she's singing the song, all I want for
For
Christmas
Christmas
is you. And she points to the
you
drummer. And you.
Yeah. Classic. How rude.
That's good.
So Harry, so someone else comes in, yells silence, and then Harry goes, how rude.
Said Harry. But in the doors to the Great Hall stood two students. Derrick Derrickson and Dimmy Dimatina had
Love
waltzed in.
this.
With Dimmy carrying something in his hands the boys couldn't quite make out.
Oh.
Dimmy strutted up the hall and Derrick walked behind him, waving at people he knew like the Queen. Hello.
He's just walking up.
Yeah.
This is my
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah. Dimmy reached the front mantle and handed the object in his hands to Harry.
There.
Said Dimmy.
What the fuck is this?
Said Harry as he examined the solid brown object in his hand.
You said it. You premised. Well, here it is. I believe a change of decoration is in order.
Said Dimmy. Try read.
I'm doing all the dialogue.
Yeah, you are.
Okay. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to explain to me what the fuck is going on.
Said Harry, who did the Macarena.
You're gonna have to explain to me what's going on.
and did a Michael Jackson sound, then fired some killing curses towards some of the teachers, but luckily missed. And then Mr. O'Leary complained about the conditions and the school psychologist arranged some private sessions with him.
Second mention of the school psychologist as well. Yeah.
I think this is Dimmy speaking.
Oh, but there's no quotations. So I'll just do it as Dimmy. In your letter to the school at the start of the year, you wrote this.
I will literally give 1,000 house points to whichever student brings me a king-size Mars bar. Oh my god.
Did he say that? That was
in the letter. Yeah.
I thought king size Mars bar was familiar when we read it last week because he did say in the letter that. Well, he said that.
I wonder if Amy remembered. If Amy remembered
did
that.
you pick up on that?
'Cause
Okay.
we didn't remember.
Okay. Now, and Clownish Kimjiri had the king size. Remember, he said in the Chamber of Secrets, it's like, you guys want any gum? And then they noticed a king size Mars bar in his back pocket or something.
Oh, far out.
Everything in this book matters.
Well, that doesn't sound like that long ago, so maybe we really should remember that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Now, when I noticed that Clownish Kimjiri had a king-size Mars bar down in the chamber, I swiped it from him because I knew Expelled was never going to win the house cup. But here it is, a king-size Mars bar. And I've brought it to you. Here's your Mars bar. Where's my 1,000 house points?
Said Dimmy. I helped, said Derrick. Shh. Oh, yeah. Shut up.
Shut, dear. Okay, I think it's supposed to say shut up, but it just says shut.
Shut works.
Shut, Derrick. I told you to leave talking to me. Go and stand over there.
Dimmy said to Derrick, pointing to the staff tables. Derrick took a seat next to Mr. O'Leary and Cheese Mentamo. Jordan Borden, said Hagrid. Okay.
Well,
Harry said, and he smiled and began clapping slowly. The rest of the students, except the Slytherins, started clapping too. Dimmy had a smile on his face.
you know, Dimitri, I believe you and Mr. Derrickson are unique in a way. Possibly prophecy related, possibly not. But you've outdone yourself this time. I hereby award 1,000 house points to Expelled House and Professor Flitwick Jr. I believe a change of decoration is in order, you bastard.
Said Harry.
Another reference to Professor Flitwick Jr.
I love Professor Flitwick Jr. That is so funny. Here we go. And then the whole school laughed and chanted,
Bastard, Flitwick Jr.
And Hermione looked a little bit embarrassed, possibly implying that she was the mother of Flitwick Jr.
So Hermione fucked Professor Flitwick.
Oh, that's fucked.
He was old even then.
Professor Flitwick Jr. left last week, said Hermione.
Which is true. He left. Remember, he said, I'm leaving because of the conditions, which it feels like Mr. O'Leary's about to do.
As well.
Mr. Filch then?
Said Harry. He's on sick leave, said Hermione.
Oh, for God's sake, Hagrid, will you do it?
Said Harry. Hagrid's busy eating, said Hermione, pointing to Hagrid, who was eating a dish he called Dave Steak.
I'm eating Dave Steak. Because remember,
Dave just got killed.
So Hagrid's now eating student.
One of the students. Jesus.
Okay, fine, I'll do it. Decoratus refratus,
said Harry. And instantly, the emerald green and silver in the room changed. But Expelled House had no colours, had no symbol, no lion, no snake, no badger, no whatever bird.
What is... Because it's Ravenclaw, but it's an eagle. It's not a raven.
Oh, that's weird.
It should be Eagle Claw.
Yeah. Or it should just be a raven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. That probably makes more sense.
What would the colours become? But the entire Great Hall immediately ignited in a bold mahogany and a beautiful tawny orange.
Oh.
The colours of Expelled, which is like brown and orange.
It's like wood vibes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. As the snake pictures disappeared and were replaced by two tawny owls flying around a grandfather clock.
Oh.
The symbol of Expelled House. Two tawny owls flying around a grandfather clock. How is that a symbol? Anyway, whatever. That's a tough logo to draw.
Can someone draw that?
Yeah.
Draw the Expelled House logo.
So it's bold mahogany and tawny orange, and it's two owls flying around a grandfather clock.
And I feel like saying tawny orange is a bit tautological because tawny kind of is a shade of orangey.
Is it?
Orangey brown, yeah. Anyway.
Oh, there we go.
Expelled wins the House Cup.
Harry said.
Anyway, I'm heading off early. Thanks for a great year, guys.
Harry walked down the hall on the phone. The boys overheard him being like,
hey, Dean. Yeah, I'm on my way now. Yeah, I told him it never happened. Don't worry. On the phone as well.
Still as he's walking out. Yeah. Oh, hey, Dean. Yeah, no, that never happened.
It's like the politician.
Sorry.
Yeah.
See you guys. I'm just on the phone to...
It's like a politician doing a press conference. Yeah, never happened. Yeah, I told him it never happened. It's all good. I think they bought it.
That's so good. As Hagrid ushered the boys back to the train station to board the Hogwarts Express, they said goodbye and hugged him. A tear rolled down Hagrid's eyes. You better go to potions now, said Hagrid. Good reference.
Yeah, great.
We're heading home, Hagrid, said Tom. Potions, said Hagrid. It's no Hogwarts without you, Hagrid. Sam.
That's so... I think it's supposed to be Sam.
It said Sam, but
it's Sam, which is the name of your...
My comedy for show is called Sam, but different. Wow. Come and see it. That's crazy.
And also, Harry says that to Hagrid at the end of Chamber of Secrets.
Oh, okay.
It's no Hogwarts without you, Hagrid. And he goes, thanks, Harry.
Well, in this he goes, potions is a subject at Hogwarts, said Hagrid. Oh, Hagrid, don't ever change, said one of the boys. Didn't it?
Because at this point, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't. I'm getting emotional. We're getting to the end, I feel like. And as they entered the train, Lachy looked solemnly out the window, thinking about the year they had, thinking about Gemini, thinking about Mr. Charger, Clannish Kimjiri, and Vladek, and knowing that his third year at Hogwarts might not happen, because finding Gemini was the only thing on his mind. What's in your mind, Lachy? Said Michael. Didn't you hear the narrator? Said Lachy. Oh, sorry, I was just making conversation, said Michael. One of the students had a heart attack on the train and passed away.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, my gosh. And the narrator began thinking of the next book. I wonder what will happen.
The end.
No.
What?
Is that the end? What? No, I haven't made a big... That's crazy.
That's the end of the book.
I just wasn't ready for it to be over.
It's all over. Fuck.
Wow. And the narrator began thinking of the next book. So I wonder what will happen. So that's you going, yeah, I'm going to end the book now. What the fuck am I going to do the next one?
Next time. Wow. End of the book. Thank guys.
End of the book.
If you've stuck with us for this, I'll take the lappy off you. If you've stuck with us for this long, thank you so much for being part of Harry Potter and the Teamwizard tournament. We do, look, me and Sam are actually both super busy. Sam with Comedy Fest. I've got a bunch of work stuff. So we're
Me
probably...
too.
Yeah, Sam also has work stuff, but Comedy Fest's biggest priority at the moment.
Yeah. No, this is. This podcast.
Thanks, man. So we're going to... Well, you know what? You can have your name on the podcast then.
Okay.
As in like my band.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Now, we're going to probably take at least till the end of the festival for you, and maybe like 3 to 4 weeks off the pod. I might chuck some bonus content up. Like I haven't done an owl post in a while. So we will be, just expect the pod to be gone for a bit.
But I think I think the listeners included, let's just take a couple of weeks to digest what's just happened. And we've just had 18 months of this book.
And so in likely 3 more years when we finish book 3 at the trajectory that this show goes, we'll be in this situation again.
But what a ride it's been. And
fuck yeah.
And so I guess what happened at the end was so Gemini's missing.
Yeah.
He's been taken to
Kazkaban. Well, Mr. Charger and Clownish are going to Kazkaban.
Yeah.
And I think they expect Lachy will follow.
Yeah.
And that's what they want to do, is bring them together again so they have this super weapon of the great being of electricity.
It's funny because I feel like it's ended... You usually, I feel like in the Harry Potter world...
Yeah.
It's still like every year it resolves and then another problem starts again.
Right.
Whereas like...
This is more like
someone is still missing.
It's like an episode of Neighbours.
Yeah.
Like, what's Stingray up to next week? Nope.
He's dead.
Toady, Stingray died in Neighbours. To all our non-Australian or UK listeners.
Spoiler alert.
Neighbours was a long-running soap opera in Australia.
I'd be surprised even if Americans don't know what Neighbours is.
No, Americans would have no idea. Maybe because Margot Robbie was on it and she might have talked about it in interviews. But
that's true.
Like, if you're an American and you are familiar with the Australian soap opera Neighbours, write us in.
Yeah.
We'll send you a prize.
All right, well, guys, love you all.
Can we just say, stick around for the sorting ceremony, the Simpsons main family, straight after this. And I guess, I'll do some kind of wrap up next week. I'll still put some stuff on the feed, and our posts. Send in your thoughts on the book. Like, we finally finished it. Send it in. We'd love to know your overall thoughts on it. If you've never sent an owl in, please do. We love hearing from you. We love speaking to you. We love knowing that people find this show entertaining. Yeah, like our friends and listeners who we now know use the term debating around the house. But I think we're pretty much done. Wow. And and please, don't take my my cooler demeanor today as any less excitement, because I have absolutely loved this. So awesome, guys. Well, thanks, Sam. Thanks, listeners. Thank you. And I guess all there's left to say is these chicks don't. Goodbye, amores. I'm a lead singer of a band. My salsa makes all the pretty girls want to dance. This bit? Salsa makes all the pretty girls want to dance my salsa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Look out for my next single. It's called My Salsa. Actually, do you want to go for Mexican? Do you not know that bit from the song? Nah, I didn't. It's at the end of the song. See you guys. See ya. We're taking a few weeks off from Harry Potter and the Boys, but if you still want to listen to me talk, head over to my other podcast, 20th Century Boy, the conversations you wish you were having about the stuff that no one else cares about. It's a weekly take on pop culture, nerd culture, and everything in between, plus stories from my life as a podcast producer here in Melbourne, Australia. I'd love to have you on board the show, listening every week, and I think there's a whole back catalogue of Mikey goodness waiting there for you. Type in 20th Century Boy wherever you get your podcasts and give it a listen. Speak soon. This podcast was a Radio Mike original production. Head to radiomike.com.au to check out all our other content, stay up to date at radio.mike on Instagram, and get in touch, radiomikepod@gmail.com.